Hello again, Knights fans, and welcome back inside Stratus Arena. I'm Tommy Mead here with head coach Greg Herenda. Coach, they're setting up for the women's game. It's going to take place in just a few hours.
Sure.
You have a big game tomorrow night. Sacred Heart, 1-1 in the league. You're 1-1 in the league.
Right.
What do you expect out of the Pioneers?
They're the best 2-11 team in America. They're very talented. They're fast. They're quick. They're well coached. And I know I sound like a coach saying all this, but they're good. And the last 2 years we played very well up there, but haven't been able to win the game. Last year we thought we won the game, but they disallowed the basket, which was the correct call. But no, they're really good. I think every night's going to be like this, Tom, to be honest with you. The parity in our league and the talent level, there's not a lot of disparity. And I think the other night you saw, I think there was only one double digit. It might have been a 12-point win. Everything's 4 or 5, overtime. The 44-40 game with Mount St. Mary's and St. Francis, every night's a battle, and I expect the same tomorrow night up in Fairfield.
Now let's rewind a little bit. Let's talk about how you got to be 1-1 in the league.
Yep.
The guy who hit that shot that was waved off last year, Darian Anderson, he's
Yep.
been great in the first 2 games of conference play. So has Stephon Jiggets and Earl
Yep.
Potts Jr.
Yep.
Kind of your three-headed scoring monster.
Right.
What did you see out of your team in the St. Francis Brooklyn win?
Yeah.
And then what did you see out of them against Bryant?
We need to improve defensively. We were fortunate to win the St. Francis Brooklyn game, but we made stops and we made plays. Against Bryant, we just never stopped them. And in order to win in any conference in America, you've got to make stops. And offensively, in our first game we scored 86 or whatever, and the second we lost and we scored 80. So our points are there, but our defensive prowess and our ability just to win the one-on-one battles and stop other teams in crucial moments. We did it on Saturday. We didn't do it on Monday, and that's what it comes down to. I think there are a lot of good offensive players in this league, and the team that plays the best defense is going to win that night. And I'm hoping that we've worked on it the last 2 days and we improve because there's a defensive chemistry, there's a defensive mentality that you have to have, but it takes time, and with our team, our offense, we run and I let them play on offense, but we've got to get a little bit stingier and tougher on defense.
Now, you were out without Mike Holloway in the St. Francis Brooklyn game.
Right.
One of the players who came off the bench to fill that void was Dondre Roden.
Right.
He had a great game. Is that something you see in advance that someone's going to have the ability to match up well, or is that just kind of the luck of the draw?
With Dondre, he does that every day. We weren't shocked at all. So we were just fortunate to have another good player ready to take Mike's, spot. Mike had a mild concussion. He had to go through all the protocol, and he was able to play on Monday. But when he didn't pass his test to play on Saturday, we really didn't talk about it. We didn't mention it. It was just the next man up. And I think Dondre, we'd like to call him Dondre Roden, was just, who he is. He takes charges. He blocks shots. He's got a great left hand, and he made his first basket with his left hand. He's a good basketball player that's improved immensely from August to now to January. So I think the same thing, like Gassan Nemi hit a big shot late in the St. Francis game. At this point, after being with these guys since August, my confidence level in them and their confidence level in themselves has grown. So, any player at any time can make a play for us, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Now, you talk about your confidence has grown with them. A lot of sophomores and freshmen. Most of your sophomores are really more like upperclassmen with all of the minutes and games they played last year. At what point in the year do you start to see the freshmen go through that same transition?
I think it's an individual base. I think the more playing time you get, the quicker you grow up. So, and some kids come in after a year of prep school, like, Darnell Edge didn't go to prep school. He just turned 18 once. He was a 17-year-old college student when he first arrived here. So I think everyone goes on their individual basis, but I think playing time gives you the confidence and gives you the experience to do certain things. And we have a saying, I should say I have a saying in my recruiting years. I tell all my players, don't wait to be great. So they know when they come in the game, it's not like, okay, I'm just going to be a freshman. I got to pass the ball to a sophomore because he's here 2 years. We tell our guys to go make plays and don't wait to be great. And so far, to a certain extent, Dondre was great in that one game. Mike Holloway's been great, and I know Darnell will be and Duran and all of our freshmen, but our sophomores, they're not sophomores anymore, man. They're leaders and they're really, really good players, but they still have work to do. But it's a young team. We're the third youngest team in America, but I think that's a blessing because with youth comes a lot of excitement and energy, and we need to, capitalize that as opposed to look at it as we're inexperienced. I look at it as we're young and we got a lot of juice, and this team has a lot of juice.
All right, Coach, not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but one more game coming up.
Why are we doing that if you say that?
One more game coming up this weekend. Central Connecticut, my alma mater, coming here to Stratus Arena on Saturday at 2 o'clock. What do you expect out of the Blue Devils?
Did you graduated from Central Connecticut?
Yes, I did.
Okay, just wanted to make sure that. What year was that?
2009.
2009. I want to do a Tom Mead show one day too, so we can find out more about you. But looking ahead is just more of the same. Obviously Central hasn't, won a lot of games. A tremendous amount of respect for their coach and their program. You know how hard they're going to play, how tough they're going to be. So yeah, I don't want to look ahead, and he's the elder statesman in our league, and for my money, the best coach in the league. And I just think they're going to come in here prepared. And play hard just like any other team. But it's all about us. We need to improve. We need to get better. And no matter who the opponent is, whether like last night Temple beat UConn, and we were right there with Temple. We've played against a really good schedule, but now the conference schedule is here. That's extremely tough because we got really good coaches and good players in this league.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. And you can watch the Knights tomorrow night, 7 p.m. at Sacred Heart on necfrontrow.com.